Hello everyone, it's me Muhammad, and this is a new episode of Learn Arabic with Barazy, AraVid. So let's start. In this episode, we will start learning the writing of the first group of Arabic letters in details, which are ba, ta, tha, noon, and ya, with examples for sure. And we'll talk about dotting game at the end of this video. So let's get started. First of all, let's start with ba. The shape of the plain form of it looks like a dish with a bowl under it. It locates on the line, and just like all the Arabic letters, it's written from right to left. And the sides of the letters are about the third length of the space between lines. To write the letter when it comes at the beginning of the word, all what's needed is to emit the left end of the plain form to permit it to be connected with the next letter. As an example of what I said before is the word baqara, cow. Ba in the middle of the word resulted from adding a ligature to the previous form, so we can connect it with letters from both sides. And as an example of what I said is the word qubla, kiss. What about ba at the end of the word? Actually, it has two status, depends on the letter before it if it usually connects to what's followed or not. And if it's connected to the preceded letter, then all what we need is to add a ligature to the previous form. And as an example is the word qalb, heart. If ba doesn't connect it to the preceded letter, then its shape is just like the plain form. And as an example of it is the word bab, door. Ta. For sure, I'll not repeat what I said before because of the similarity with ba, with only two dots or dash over it instead of one under it. So let's hit the examples immediately. For ta at the beginning of the word, we have the word tamr, date. And for ta in the middle of the word, we have the word atama, darkness. At the end of the word, we have sabt, Saturday. And also we have toot, berry. For tha, it's the same with ta, but with three dots or tent over it instead of two. Let's take examples directly. For tha at the beginning of the word, we have thalj, snow. And for tha in the middle of the word, we have bathra, pimple. And for tha at the end of the word, we have hadith, new. And also we have kurrath, leak. Let's have a rest before moving to the last two ones. The fourth letter for today is noon. This letter is just like others in this group, but its plain form is more like red wine glass than plate shape. We start writing it above the line. Then we go under it, and finally go above it again, with one dot above it. So, as we mentioned before, the shape of noon at the beginning of the word is the same of others. And as an example of it is the word naum, sleep. the same thing with its shape in the middle of the word. We have an example: منزل, house. And at the end of the word, it has two shapes, depends on the letter before it. So as an example of the first state, the word عين, eye. And as an example of the second state, the word أذن, أذن, ear. The last but not least is the letter Ya. And just like what I said about noon, Ya too has its own shape when it's plain. It looks like a goose, its head above the water and its body under it, with two eggs under its body too. So we make this curved shape, then we put two dots or a dash under it. When it comes at the beginning of the word, it looks like others in this group. And as an example is the word يد, hand. And it looks like them when it comes in the middle of the word too, like the word كبير, big. And at the end of the word, we can see its shape clearly. So it has, as others, two shapes. As an example of the first state is the preposition في, in. And the example of the other state is the word ري, irrigation. These were all the letters for this episode. So let's make a quick review. So by the end of this video, you'd be able to recognize the letters of this group when it comes in words, as well as writing them. So now you verily can play the dotting game. Dotting game simply is an educational game, where you write on a board some words without dots. And every player has to make as much as he can of words to win, by adding or omitting dots that represent different letters similar to each other's in shape. This was everything for today. I hope you liked it. If you have any question, please don't hesitate and let me know by leaving it in the comments below. And until the next time, you can spend the time watching other videos, like our pronunciation playlist for instance. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you soon, goodbye. إلى اللقاء.